In this video, leaving stair coordinate geometry 2, we're going to look at the area of a triangle, which is another formula that's on page 18 in the tables. And the formula is half x1 y2 minus x2 y1. And this deals with non-right angle triangles, although it can be used with right angle triangles too. And we're actually just going to start by looking at an example of a right angle triangle. So you would have normally, from junior cert, you'd all say half the base by the height. So let's imagine that these are points. Let's use this one as the origin, this one as the point 4 on the x, 0 on the y, and this one 4 on the x, 3 on the y. Now let's look at the area of this triangle. Half the base, it goes from 0 to 4. So this is 4, this is 3. So the area of this triangle is half the base by the height, which is equal to 6 square units. So we need to take two of the points to use this formula, and one of the points can't be 0, 0, because if we put a 0 in, we'll have a 0 here and here, or with the two y values. So the whole thing will just be 0. So one of the points needs to be at the vertex. So this is the vertex, 0, 0, to use this formula. And then we use the two other points. So we line our points up, 4, 0, and 4, 3. Now there's a pattern here. The points that go together are these two outside and 2 inside. So you can see here with the formula, x1, y2 are the two that go together, and x2, y1 are the two that go together. So if you can remember the 2 outside and the 2 inside, you don't need the formula. Again, how do we get away from using these formulas? Learn a pattern or a method. So a half x1, y2, 4 times 3, minus 0 times 4, which is going to give me 0. So we get half of 12, which is 6 square units. So the same answer, obviously. Now, why do we use these absolute value bars that you may have seen before? Because we can get a negative value inside here. So it's half the absolute value of whatever we get inside. If we get half of minus 12, the area is still 6 square units. So let's look at another example of this. So we have this triangle here. We label the points A, B, and C, and we're asked to find the area of it. So what we need to do is we need to translate this point A down to the origin here. One of the points needs to be at the vertex, as we saw previously. So we need to move A to 1, 1. So A, or to 0, 0. So A is at 1, 1, and it's going to 0, 0. So what has happened to my x value? It has gone down by 1. My y value has gone down by 1. So that's what we do to points B and C. B is 4, 6. So B is going to translate to 3, 5. Both values go down 1 very simply. And C, 6, 3. Both values go down 1 to 5, 2. So now, without writing the formula, the 2 outside and the 2 inside, half the absolute value of 3 times 2 minus 5 times 5, and you can see why I've picked this one, a half of 6 minus 25, which is a half of minus 19. So we just imagine it's positive 19, the absolute value is 9.5 square units. Let's do this as well, but just moving one of the other points to 0, 0 to see that we get the same answer. Now you'll always move the one that's closest or easiest, but let's move B, 4, 6 to 0, 0. So what has happened to both values? X has gone down 4 and Y has gone down 6. So A is at 1, 1. Where is it going to translate to? It's going to go down 4 to minus 3, and it's going to go down 6 to minus 5. And point C is at 6, 3. It's going to go down 4 to 2, and it's going to go down 6 to minus 3. So my 2 outsides and my 2 insides. Half the absolute value of minus 3 by minus 3 minus 5 by 2. So we get half the absolute value of minus 3 by minus 3, which is plus 9, and I left out a minus there, didn't I? Minus 5 in here. So a half minus minus 10 is plus 10, and we get half the absolute value of 19, which again is 9.5 square units. So test yourself on one of these before moving on to the next section, and I'm going to put an unknown variable into this question to make it a little bit trickier. So pause the video and attempt this question. A is A2, B is minus 3 minus 4, and C is 6k. So the unknown variable, we're looking for two values of k here. And we know when we're using absolute value, a lot of the time we'll get two values. And this goes back to your modular equations in Leaving Cert algebra. So you'll need that skill here. Okay. We can move either A or B to 0, 0. I'm going to move A just because it's the first point. So moving A to 0, 0, I'm going down 8 and I'm going down 2. So B is going to translate to down 8 from minus 3 is minus 11, and down 8 from minus 4, sorry, down 2 from minus 4 is minus 6. C is the point 6k. So just the same maths involved. Down 8 from x, we're going to get to minus 2. And down 2 from k, we're going to get to k minus 2, whatever k is. Now, I have my 2 outside, my 2 inside, half the absolute value of minus 11 by k minus 2 minus minus 6 by minus 2. So this simplifies to half the absolute value of minus 11k plus 22. And we've got 3 minuses here, so it's going to be a minus 12. So that's half the absolute value of minus 11k plus 10. And that's equal to what they gave us the area to be, which was 50 square units. So multiplying both sides by 2, I get the absolute value of minus 11k plus 10 is equal to 100. And there's two ways to do it from here. We can square both sides, or we know the absolute value means that this value here could be plus 100 or minus 100. So we'll do it both ways to make sure that we get the same answer. So you can let minus 11k plus 10 equal 100. So minus 11k will be equal to 90. So k is equal to 90 over minus 11, or minus 90 over 11. And we'd also have minus 11k plus 10 is equal to minus 100. So minus 11k will be equal to minus 110. So then 2 negatives positive, and k will be equal to 10 11ths. So k will be equal to 10. Now, if we choose to square both sides, and this is as difficult as these questions get, once there's an unknown variable, they can't really make it much more difficult than this. So if we square both sides, we're going to get minus 11k plus 10 to be squared is equal to 100 squared. So minus 11 by minus 11 is plus 121k squared. We have 10 by minus 11, so minus 110 twice is minus 220. Okay, and if I bring the 100 across, I'm going to get 10,000, 4 zeros, so minus a 1 with 4 zeros, 10,000 is equal to naught. Now, does anything divide into all of these? That is the dog drinking out of her bowl in the background disturbing me. So we want to make 90 by 10. It looks like it's 90 by 10. And where the 90 would go here, that's 90, and 10, 110, that's going to work for us. So we want minus 20, so minus 110 plus 90, and you can see that's going to give me my solutions from above. k is equal to minus 90 over 11 or plus 10. So again, in maths, multiple ways to do things. Simplifying this down and finding the factors of it was a little bit tricky, particularly when you leave a number out. Be really careful when you're doing these questions to include all the terms.